Today, I'll be going through how to test your Puppet configurations, modules, and manifest using Vagrant Box. This gives you an opportunity to be able to have confidence in your Puppet configurations on your dev machine before you actually push it to your Puppet master in your development environment. So let's get right down to it. I'm just going to create a directory. And we're going to cd into this directory. Now that we're in the environments directory, we're going to create a vagrant file, and then let's just edit this vagrant file. So inside this vagrant file, I'm going to have this. I'm just going to save us time by just doing a copy and paste of the vagrant file that I've already tagged. Alright, so yeah, this is a standard vagrant file. It's vagrant configure. I'll do with a config, and then we use the config to set the VM box. The VM box is Puppet Labs Ubuntu 16.04.64 Puppet. Then we're configuring the network interface for forwarded port. So on the guest machine, the port that will be available to us is going to be 80. That's where the application will be running. But for us to be able to access the application that will be running inside our virtual box from outside of it, i.e. the host machine, is going to be an 8080. And then we're going to set the environment path for Puppet as environments, and then we're going to set the name of the environment to development. We're using development, and that's it. So we're going to save. Good. So now we have a vagrant file. Let's just go through to the deployment to the development directory. Inside the development directory, we have a manifest directory. So here we're gonna add our manifest file content. So I'm just gonna do the same, do a copy and paste, just to save us some time. Okay, now we have a default manifest file. It's a bare bones one, it's very simple. So we're setting the document root to var www var /var/www/example, and we are updating the system libraries using apt-get updates. So this is the name. If you're familiar with Puppet, it should be easy for you to understand. And then we're installing Apache 2, and we're making sure that before we actually install this package, we are updating the system libraries first. That's the essence of this require here. Make sure that this command, this one here, gets executed first before we actually install Apache. And then we're creating a directory. This is the directory we're creating via www example, and we're making sure that it's a directory, and we're setting the owner group and the mod permissions. And we're creating a file. So this is going to be the base of the file, the base path for the file, which is var www example. So essentially what this means is this file index.html is going to be created inside this directory, and the source is going to be main index.html, which we are yet to create. And then we are setting the vhost example using a template that we are yet to create as well. And then when that is done, it's going to notify our service Apache 2, which is here, so that it gets restarted after we finished after we are finished with configuring the Apache 2 server. And then make sure that this section only gets executed after the package Apache 2 has been installed. So it's very easy really to understand really. So yeah, that's done, and now we're gonna move on to the modules directory. So inside modules we have a files. We have a file inside modules. So yeah, just the same thing that we did for the default manifest file. I'm gonna save some time by just doing a copy and paste of the file that I've already written here. Alright, so we have the file. It's an HTML file, index.html. I'm just gonna open this here as well, just so it's easier to explain. And as you can see, this is the index.html file that we're trying to copy into the document root folder or directory. So yeah, as you can see, the file tree here, it's going to be under modules main index.html, and in Puppet for your template files, they need to be in the files directory. So it's going to be inside. That's the reason why the files directory is omitted here, but Puppet obviously knows how to find the files. So it's going to look inside modules, and that's going to look inside a directory called files to pick up a file. So yeah, that's done. So then now the next thing for us to do now is to move on to the template. So I'm gonna do the same thing as well, do a copy and paste to save us some time. Okay, so now we have our vhost file inside the templates directory. Just gonna open it. It's just a template that sets the virtual host for our Apache server for us to be able to reach dump port 80, and sets the normal values that you'd expect in a virtual host configuration. And the directory that is setting it to is the doc root. This is Ruby syntax, by the way, if you're wondering. And this value gets picked up from the manifest file. So as you can see, it's here, doc root var ww example. It makes it easier for us to have a dynamic value, and we only need to just update it in one place, which is great. Okay, and that's done. And now, yeah, everything is sort of looking good now. So now is now the time for us to bring up our virtual box. So now I'm just gonna check and cd into our directory, check if it's there, cd into environment. Actually, the Vagrant file shouldn't actually be in the environment directory. That's my mistake. So yeah, we're just gonna move it from the inner directory into this one. Environment, Vagrant, and then move it into here. Good. Let's check the environment directory. Yep, good. That's my bad, sorry. So now everything looks good. And then now we can just do Vagrant up. And then wait for Vagrant to bring up a virtual box for Puppet. So I'm just going to pause the video and then rejoin back when it's done. Okay, now our Vagrant box has successfully been installed. So let's just inspect what's happened here. So using Vagrant box, it's part of the box, set up ports, and then yep, mounted our directory, and then executed manifest and modules, as you can see here. So these are all the steps that we defined in our manifest file. As you can see, the first thing it did was to execute this apt-get update, and then after that it made sure that Apache 2 installed. Apache 2 ensure installed is created. Create the directory var /ww/example here, the doc root, which is here. And then the next thing it did was to copy the file. As you can see, it's copying the index.html file that we define here inside the modules /main/files directory. And the next thing it did was to set the virtual host config. As you can see, it did that here, and then it triggered a refresh after that because of this line. So what essentially this means is, after you've done, like I said earlier, after you've done configuring all the things that we need to do, then make sure you restart the Apache service so that our latest configurations get applied. So it does a notify to this service Apache 2, which is here. So it uses the name, which is Apache 2, and then it's done. So yeah, let's just test our the VirtualBox server that's just been configured for us by Puppet. It's expected to be running on, scroll directory up, yep, it's expected to be running on port 8080. Good. And then we have this, we have a valid response coming, and the response that we're getting is exactly the same as we have set it here. As you can see, configuration management answer, and it's the same thing as this. So yeah, that's the video. So just a quick recap. What we've done is we've been able to test our Puppet configuration, the manifest and modules, using VirtualBox on a dev machine. They're actually deploying it to our Puppet master. We can easily test our Puppet configuration on our dev machine using Vagrant Box, and this helps us to iron out all the kinks in our Puppet configuration and ensures we don't actually accidentally break our production environment by pushing a Puppet configuration that's actually not probably working as expected. Please remember to subscribe to the channel. If you like what I'm about, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Thank you very much. If you would like to take a closer look at the code that we've used in this video, the Vagrant file, the manifest, and the modules, the Puppet modules, don't worry, I'm going to add the link to the GitHub repository that contains all these files, so you can take a look at your own leisure time. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching.